And I gotta be honest, I was just too busy for July and August to have them as well. It was a crazy year. So we are today going to be welcoming John from the Chetwynd Public Library. He's going to be doing part 2 of his AI for Business series. And this one is going to be learning the perfect prompt for AI. So we'd like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 8 land and territory, and we are very honored to live, work, and play in this beautiful area of the province. And before we get started as well, just a couple of things. We have a very, very busy winter coming up. We are starting with our 24 Days of Christmas Shop Local campaign, which begins on the 27th of November and goes until December 17th. Several participating businesses. If you see a bag or an entry box there, write your name on the back of your receipt, pop it in there. You have a chance to win a Shop Local package. Last year, our winner walked away with $3,200 worth of Shop Local prizes and gift certificates from local businesses. We estimated we had over 25,000 entries and over $500,000 spent just in those receipts. So it's a huge program. Shop local and help support our local businesses. The Downtown Christmas Light Up is happening December 5th. I'm part of the Downtown Christmas Committee. There's going to be the light up. The district is doing the parade. There'll be late night shopping from 6 to 8. Carols, the carol singing, the tree light up, all sorts of jolly, joyous Christmas stuff. So make sure that you get a chance to head downtown for that. Very important. The businesses downtown are going to be staying open, including the drugstore, Interstate Therapies, Carl, Nettie's Oasis. Work BC is going to be open as well. They're going to be handing out candy canes. There'll be hot chocolate and all sorts of goodies there. So yeah, enjoy the Christmas. Today's lunch was brought to us by Crazy Beans Bistro. And all of our lunches are sponsored. They are free for our chamber members. And our sponsors are Pomeranian Sweets. They allow us to have this amazing room, which is awesome. They're one of our chamber champions. West Moberly First Nations, Dawson Creek Co-op, and MLA Larry Neufeld have all chipped in to make sure that our businesses, our chamber members can attend these lunches for free. If you're not a chamber member, it's $20. And we don't call you not a chamber member. We call you future members because we'll get you eventually. Yeah, so enjoy lunch. And when John's ready, he can give me the sign and we can get started. Also, right after this, at 1 o'clock, I have to head out to the Soto First Nations Connection Center. They're having a grand opening today, so if you get a chance to pop over there, it's from 12 to 3. We're going to be doing the ribbon cutting at 1:30. They're going to be doing tours of this amazing building. It used to be the old Coffee Talk and Pencil Box, so if you get a chance to wander over there this afternoon, please do so. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
Good. Go have some lunch.
Go eat. Oh, I just ate.
Are you sure? Ooh, yum. I miss their bagels.
Sir?
And there's so many, everybody does workshops on it. And now we actually have, through the Chetwynd Chamber of Commerce and the BC Chamber of Commerce, there's also a program that we're offering now that's through AI. It's an AI workshop and course. So if anybody's interested in taking it, it's a discount. It's pretty awesome. You guys, phenomenal.
I'm not sure using it over here.
Right? Yeah, that's. I forgot to get the dates. Yeah, right. So I usually end up taking some back and I share it amongst our office folks at the building, and then we don't have any. It's just me. on the left. She gave up her office. We have an office space available too. Her office space. Dory's there too, but she's on holidays, or no, she's there this afternoon, but she's gone. So it's just me and Dory and Max and Flat's at the end. But we do have an office space available. 261 square feet. The guy, they're advertising it on Facebook. What's his name? On Facebook. I think there's opportunity, he said there's opportunity. So it's opportunity. Yeah. Awesome. Which business are you with? Nice. Awesome. Good to see you. I gotta get Fortis on as a member. That's my keep open member. Oh, by all means, help yourself if you're hungry.
You guys good to eat while I talk?
Does that work?
I just did a shorter version of this presentation. It was supposed to take half hour, it took an hour and a quarter, so that was a shorter version. There were so many questions. Anyone see that food okay? Good enough, anyways?
We call it ambiance.
Trust me, if Pam made it, it's safe. You know,
Oh,
you
it's
can
so
see it,
good. All right. No, I'm just grabbing a photo.
Oh, I won't put my glasses on yet.
Here we go.
Just blocking the screen, my stuff. All right, well, thanks Naomi. The Chelmsford Chamber of Commerce, you guys did so much for the entire community. I think I wrote a newspaper article about you one time and espoused your greatness. Back in the pencil box days.
Back in the
Coffee
pencil
Talk
box
days,
days, yep.
before you were Coffee Talk,
Yep.
when I was writing it. So today what we're talking about, we last time, for those of us who weren't here, I was, but we talked about what AI actually is. Okay, we discussed it a little bit. Most of what we're going to talk about, one of the big things about talking about AI is that you could talk for a month straight and still only scratch the surface. Like the gentleman that I think Naomi was talking about with the workshop. He was
Trevor.
up once, yeah. Trevor will spend 3 hours going over it, and you'll still walk away having just scratched the surface. And that's the thing with AI. So don't expect to walk out of this being a full expert. You gotta go, you gotta use it, you gotta actually make use of the things I teach you, because I'm just gonna teach you how to get into it, how to get started, not how to be a master. Okay? The subject is just way too huge, and it changes constantly. Anything I teach you today will be out of date tomorrow.
True story.
And whatever you learn for tomorrow will be out of date the day after. I'm just glad to see the NVIDIA earnings came in and they're sticking around for a while, so my stock went up nicely. Not back up to where it was, but still went up. AI is, at least we know the bubble hasn't popped yet. It's gonna pop, hasn't popped yet. It needs to pop, so we can get down to that 1 or 2 AIs, and then we can jump in with both feet and feel comfortable that we're moving with it, as opposed to having new things coming at us every day that's a different direction. Okay, so the one thing that's not gonna change in the near future is prompting, and how to write a proper prompt. Okay, and we learned, last time we learned the what is AI. Now we're gonna learn a little bit about how the AI, okay? So, from AI prompts to automated agents, and we're only gonna just touch on agents. Agents is the next level. So, Session 2 of our AI for small business. We explored what AI was, what chatbots are, and what they are not. So today we're going to be talking about how to use these tools. And I'm sorry, I forgot my doodaddy. So I would call today is going to be the sweet spot. It's where most of us are going to spend our time in our interactions with AI, writing good prompts to get good results. So we don't have to sit there for an hour wondering why are we using AI to do this? I could have just done it by now. Right? Writing the first prompt, the good prompt the first time, getting what you want the first time. So what are prompts? Of course, that's not going to work. So what are prompts? They're clear instructions you give AI to get useful responses. So prompts power AI tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is something we talked about last time. Perplexity, it's a great window covering for ChatGPT. ChatGPT, yes, is a chatbot. Perplexity puts a whole new window on top of that as well, so that if, let's say I want to ask AI to give me, I'm writing a research paper, or let's say I'm going after my PhD, and I need to write my thesis. Ask ChatGPT what the right word was. Thanks, ChatGPT. After I have a thesis, could I get ChatGPT to write my thesis? Yeah, I could. I'd probably get caught and I'd probably never ever get my doctorate. But I can go to ChatGPT and I can say, give me some ideas. This is my field of study. Give me some ideas. Put me on a path that has never been, or that hasn't been thoroughly covered yet to write my thesis on. It's got a good chance of passing the council. And that's great. It'll come back and give you answers. Perplexity will not only come back and give you answers, it'll give you citations as to where it's looked all this stuff up. So you can actually go and look up where this info came from. And that's why I use Perplexity, because I like to see where it's getting its info from. So if you don't use it, use it. It's great. So an example of an AI prompt would be, write a friendly email apologizing for a delay. It's a bad prompt, but it is a prompt. Okay? The bad prompt because it lacks critical context. So why are prompts important? So quality prompts will give you accurate, relevant AI responses. Structured prompts, they unlock more powerful automation, and good prompts save you time and effort and put you on the right path. One of the things I like to use AI for is as that contrarian, that person to bounce things off of without having to go and bug my colleagues, or let's say they're just not even on the subject, right? They're programmers. They're developing children's programs. They're not thinking the same way I'm thinking. I like to bounce things off of AI and have it come back and say, yeah, your idea was great. However, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? And I'll use a string of thought prompts, and we'll talk about how those work, to boil down to some great conclusions and great ideas for moving forward. So like an example for Naomi, and she probably already does this, is this is how I do the such and such a thing now. Give me some ideas of how I might be able to change it up, make it more engaging. Not that everything's engaging now. I'm just saying when you're green, you're growing.
Right.
When you think you're perfect, that's when you start to rot. Right. And have it come back and give some ideas. I mean, you can say, give me 5 great ideas. Then you start drilling down on the ones that you like. Will you end up where you want to be? Maybe not, but hey, they're nice thought provokers. Mm-hmm. So I'll let you use AI as a thought provoker as well. Now, agents. What is an agent? Does anybody know what an AI agent is? It's your own private little slave to do all the things you don't want to do. So agents, they're automated workflows, but they're built on prompts. So that's why I say from prompts to agents. Prompts, a good, well-written prompt can be turned into an agent. And that agent can live on your computer and can do all those annoying little tasks that you hate to do every day. And I can give you a couple of examples of a couple of agents that I have running on my system right now. Is we need to know every single day who's on our patron list, who has a library card. That changes constantly. Someone comes in, fills out a new library card, grabs it, gets a new library card, gets one for the child. It changes constantly. Every single day I have an agent that goes to the remote database where this stuff is stored, grabs everyone for our library, pulls it down as a report, copies it over into a directory that's usable, and then emails the report to both Angel and I every single day. It does that every day, 1:15. So that every single day we can open that file, and every single day it's up to date, right? And the point of that is to add on to it. So once I've got that information presented the way I want it, now every time someone fills out a form to register for a program, I can have it checked to make sure that they've given us the proper library card number. The library card number matches the name they've given. And if it doesn't, they can get an email saying, hey, that's not your library card number. Or if it's a bogus number, hey, you don't have a card. Can you come down and get one right away? Right? Because our programming is all done through grants. Our grants require us to have a growing base of patrons. So if people are using our programs and don't have library cards, they're stealing, right? Because our grants are what funds these programs for our patrons. So it's nice to be able to string that together, but do I want to sit down and do that every day? No, I'm lazy. I'm inherently lazy. If there's a way to do it smarter, I'm going to do it. An agent is an example of that. Another example of an agent that I don't use yet, but will be soon because of the way our emails come in, is you can scan your email every day, and if there's a request for, let's say, what are your hours, it'll automatically respond to that email and send out an FAQ for our hours of operation. Right? I could, once I get the reporting the way I want, someone could email and say, hey, I'm looking for this book. I could have it go and scan our book list and send them an email. Yes, that book is, we do have that book. Unfortunately, it's out right now. Or yes, we have that book. This is where it's located. I can have an agent do that. Again, things I don't want to do, it's boring, right? But you can have an agent do that. And it's all about freeing up your time to do what humans are good at. The creativity, the socialization, stuff like that, right? So it frees your time for strategic work, whether that be, like I said, creativity or socialization. Oh, example one, repetitive email tasks. So drafting polite replies about your operating hours, including contact info for general inquiries, right? I mean, we run businesses, we operate businesses, we get emails every day. Oh, again, and you probably even have a cut and paste template that you just copy and paste over and send out. Well, guess what?
Signature.
You're the agent. You can make the computer do that for you. You don't need to be the agent. Computer can do that. Go have a coffee. Relax. Let the agent do it. Turn it into an agent. The agent would scan your inbox daily, get replies, and send. And you can set up, I want to check it before it goes, don't want to check it, whatever, it's fine. It's your choice. I have an agent that every morning I come in and all my emails are there. And they're summarized, right? I'm not a fluffy person. I don't like all the fluffy talk, so it takes all the fluffy talk out. Just tell me, what is this email about? Example 2, social media posting. Oh, it's another one we use hugely in the library. Prompt your AI, generate 3 Facebook post ideas for weekend activities in the library, including weather information. So you can write that prompt out every day, or you can create an agent to access your calendar, see what the events are, pull the weather data, just go to weather.com, grab the data, create the posts, and if you pay a fee, you can have it scheduled automatically. Facebook doesn't mention it. You can do it, you can use the planner, but you still have to manually do it. I forget, you know what the program is?
Is that Meta Suite, like Business
Yeah,
Suite?
no, it's not a Meta Suite. There's a third-party one that does it all for you that your agents can interact with and throw the posts up there automatically, and you can just go sit on the beach and do whatever you want. It's getting done for you. You can see where my motivation is in life, right? Daily reports and summaries. That's one I just talked about too. Access our patron accounts. Summarize new patrons over the past 7 days. Flag any patrons that are missing phone numbers or emails. Right, so instead of Shania or Angel having to go through the list and find it and everything else and look up and it's flagged. Boom, done. Run the report each morning, highlight the flagged patrons, send summary as an email. Easy. Save myself 20 minutes every day. Meeting scheduling. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this one is constantly, like Melissa's sending out invites. And I was like, did you not look at my calendar? I'm supposed to be doing a presentation at the at the Chamber of Commerce. Why are you inviting me to a meeting? Right? Well, use your AI. As long as everyone's using a common calendar source, whether you're using Outlook or whatever your tool is, as long as it's common source, say, find the next 1 hour slot for Michelle, Jody, and Izzy. Send a calendar invite. Or create an agent where you just say, hey, this is the time, and it goes out and it does it. You have a programmer's agent. These three are programmers. Have a programmer's agent, and boom, it just goes and does it. Have a, whatever agent it is. Patron support. So you write the prompt, check incoming emails for subjects, including Libby. Libby's one we get a lot of questions about. Answer customer questions using the Libby access document, including links. And that's the beauty of it, is you can have the access document, all the instructions on how to get on Libby, use Libby, all that stuff, and the AI can actually go through and understand it. So then it can read the questions that the patron has and be able to give them the right answers. Right? We can't even do that half the time, right? Whereas your AI can. And you can create the task, watch your incoming emails for subjects, including Libby, match the questions, draft replies, send them straight out. Right? So like for the hotel, if you could tie it into the booking system, have an agent tie it into the booking system, it makes an inquiry, someone, potential guest makes an inquiry, they can look it up and tell right away. You got your own personal little tripadvisor.com. Cut them out of the loop completely. No more complaints about needing receipts and needing this and needing that. It's like, you didn't book through us, you booked through a third party. Right? Get rid of all that. So here's a couple of examples of good AI prompts. Maybe not great, but good ones. So we talked about the professional apology email before about a delay. And we said, write me an email. Apologize for a delay. Well, there was no context. So to write a good prompt, and you see I give you little cheat sheets. Sample prompt for that would be, act as a professional business communicator. Write a polite and concise apology email for a delayed response to a customer inquiry. Included an acknowledgement of the delay, a brief reason that does not sound like an excuse, an assurance that the issue is being addressed, and a thank you for the customer's patience. Maintain a respectful and empathetic tone suitable for a corporate environment. The beauty about dealing with your AI is you just be honest with it. Say, look, I don't want to sound like I'm coming up with BS. Give me a non-BS sounding response, and it'll do that, right? Even though it is probably BS, right? But you can ask it for it. Be honest with it. It'll work with you. So that's an example of a good apology prompt. Now, we talked about it the last time, and I just want to reinforce this, is when you set up your AI, whether it be ChatGPT, whether it be Gemini, whether it be Claude, whether it even be Grok, even if you're going to use a front end like a Perplexity that's going to just use one of those AIs in the background, give it information. There's a place in it to put settings and tell it about yourself. Now, don't tell it about your personal life. My bank account is this. This is where I live. Or this is my address. This is my phone number. This is where I hide my spare key. Right? None of that. Or this is the code for the door. But this is my role. This is where I work. I live in Chetwynd, BC. I'm executive director for the Chamber of Commerce. This is the way I like to sound when I write emails or respond to emails, professional emails. This is the way I like my social media to sound. I like to use no more than 3 emoji. I always want these certain hashtags on the bottom. I always want it to to sound engaging, but playful, whatever. You give it all that information when you set it up. Then you can wipe out some of your prompt, because it already knows. Okay? You can say, acting in my email response form, write a plain, concise analogy for their email for blah, blah, blah. You can get rid of some of that stuff, right? Because you've set it up in your AI already. It already knows the way that you want your email to sound. It already knows how you want your social media to come off. So you have that consistent, that consistent perception out there of the way these things are for you. So I definitely do that. Absolutely do that. Okay. Sample prompt number 2. So social media caption for a new shop opening. Act as a creative social media marketer. Write a catchy and engaging Instagram caption announcing the grand opening of a new shop. And again, if you've told AI the way you want things to come off, it can use that prompt and do exactly that. The caption should evoke excitement. Well, you won't have to say that because it already knows that that's what you want the prompt to say. Invite people to visit. Highlight unique features or products. When you set up your information, hopefully you said, I am opening a bakery, or I am the owner of a bakery. These are the types of bakery items we sell. These are the things. I'm going to run weekly sales. I'm going to give it that information. Use a warm and upbeat tone. Again, you're going to say that when you set up your AI to attract local community and potential customers. And you'll get a great response. Especially if you set it up like I said. You'll get a beautiful response. You probably only have to make a couple changes to it. So effective prompts are key. Now, the thing about these ones is they're halfway to being an agent. You can actually save those prompts as an agent with a little more information, and then you can just tell the AI, hey, using this agent, give me this social media post. Act as a social media marketer. You might get rid of some of that stuff, but then it knows. This week's sale is this. Use this agent. Because the social media post gets spit out. Okay. That's the start. Right. So prompts. Oh, we just burned through this. You guys are so quiet. The last one there was just question after question after question. So prompts. So prompts, they're the building blocks of AI agents. The building blocks. It's the first. It's almost like the foundation of the building. Right? Your house is only as strong as your foundation. If your prompt is cracked, if your foundation is cracked, your house ain't gonna last. Your AI prompts are not gonna, or your AI responses are not gonna be great. Agents automate routine. Those time-consuming, time vampire tasks. Wipe them out. Okay? Create an agent, wipe out that task. Start small with your prompts, iterate, build confidence. Explore automation tools. Right? There's a number of automation tools that we can use to build our agents. Some of them you have to pay for. Perplexity has a thing called spaces, which are simple agents, where you can store your prompts, store your information. That's where I do most of my agent stuff for day-to-day use. The more complicated ones I actually use in part of Microsoft called Power Automate. I create agents in there to connect all the Office tools together across platform. So if I've got to access forms, lists, emails, Excel sheets, and put them all together, I'll use Power Automate to create an agent to do that. With a trigger, the trigger may be time, the trigger may be form is submitted, trigger may be Excel sheet has been modified, might be emails come in. The spaces in Perplexity are called out when you write your prompt. You go into the space, you say, I'll say that, like Chelsea will create a poster for a program. I'll drop the poster in there and say, do your thing. instead of having to write out the whole prompt, because the prompt is already in the space, and the space is already connected to the information about what the library is, what we do, what everything is. So poster, do your thing, and it spits out a nice 3-paragraph social media post that I then cut down a bit, but so it's great for that. Probably one of the most popular tools for creating full-blown powerful agents is called N8N, which is play on the word nodation. And from that one, you can do probably almost anything. It's amazing what it'll do. It's amazing what you can't do, which is almost nothing. It'll connect with almost any API for any website or any online program out there. You know, I used one. I created an AI prompt or an AI agent actually using N8N that goes, it checks my Coinbase account every day. It connects to, anyways, it gets all the stock prices every 10 minutes, crypto prices every 10 minutes, gives me a buy sell marker line every 10 minutes, sends me a buy code, sell code, or nothing every 10 minutes. So you can guess I'm getting, I got quite a few sell codes about a week ago, now I'm getting quite a few buy codes. But I'm ignoring them. You haven't seen the bottom yet. It thinks we have. But the agent actually it's got a complex algorithm to figure out exactly what the trend is based on markers. So, that's an example of an agent that I use through N8N because it can connect to those APIs, and then it can come back and it can actually send me notifications on my phone. So I don't have to. It's not an email. It's not a text message. It's an actual notification on my phone. Buy. Boom. Sell. Boom. Told me to sell NVIDIA when it was down. I didn't listen to that. So agents aren't perfect, but so that's basically it. We burned through that. Any questions? Let's talk about it because we got 20 minutes.
So all the stuff that
15
you're
minutes.
talking about, is that available through free AI or is it
Yes.
purchasable AI?
Well, the agents, to have full-blown agents, you have to pay your $20 a month to ChatGPT. I don't pay my $20 to ChatGPT. I've built spaces inside of Perplexity. You can build a number of spaces inside Perplexity. Every chatbot will have limitations as to how many times you can interact with it in a day. So if you go look at my computer at work, I've got 3 computer screens set up, and with virtual desktops as well. So I can slide the desktops right, I can slide them left. If I slide right on my desktops, one side's got ChatGPT, it's got Perplexity, and it's got Gemini. I got three chatbots running at a time, only because I maxed them out. So when I max out my ChatGPT, or when I max out my Perplexity, you can only upload 3 documents in a day to it. So if we've got, say, 5, 6, 7 programs I got to roll out, and Chelsea's just sending me poster after poster after poster, right? I'll probably use my 3 up in Perplexity in about 10 minutes, slide to ChatGPT, use up my 3 in ChatGPT, slide over to Gemini and use up my 3 in Gemini. But I've got them all set up the same with the same information. The information I get back from them, it's not exactly the same, but they're pretty close. You can usually tell, if you actually look closely at our social media posts, you might be able to tell when it's ChatGPT. ChatGPT loves to use hyphens.
Oh, yes.
Loves to use hyphens. And I go through and I clean them out. Sometimes I miss one. It's ChatGPT. Perplexity won't give you the hyphens. Gemini won't give you those hyphens. But that's kind of like that signature. Like even Melissa will send me a document. Can you go over this document and recommend any changes? And I'll look at it and go, you wrote it, ChatGPT wrote it for you. Why don't you just ask ChatGPT to fix it for you? All right? Why are you sending me an AI document to approve? All right? It's silly. And you'll even see in our program guide where she's copied and pasted ChatGPT right into the program guide. And you look at it and you go, Melissa, come on. Come on. So I will actually use multiple agents, and it also depends on what I'm using the AI for. Okay, if I'm doing coding, like there's a few custom software packages running in the library right now for certain things that I've written, I will use Gemini or Claude to help me with the coding, because it gives better, more concise responses for coding things. They tend to be less fluffy, more to the point, whereas ChatGPT tends to be a bit more on the fluffy side. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'll write a few lines of code, let's say 50, 60 lines of code, and because coding languages, they all have different syntax, different nomenclature, often you'll be looking at it, and the environment you write the code in, it'll tell you there's something wrong. It'll highlight the line as red. It won't tell you what's wrong. And you'll be looking at it going, what is wrong with that? So just copy it into, say you copy it into ChatGPT, and say, what is wrong with this code? Why is it flagging it? And it'll come back and ChatGPT will spend 3 lines saying, that looked like a great effort you were making there. Wonderful use on doing this and wonderful of this. Look, just give me the, tell me what's wrong. You drop it into Claude. This is what you're doing wrong. If this is what you're trying to do, maybe try this. And then it's a great idea. We used to use StackShare for that. We would go on StackShare and punch in a search, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish. Show me what other coders have done to accomplish this, and you get a whole bunch of different code snippets. Don't use StackShare anymore. Just drop it into Claude is probably the best for it. Gemini if you're doing Android coding, and it just comes right back and says, hey, looks like this is what you're trying to do. You might want to try it this way. Okay, try it. Oh, much better. But it's very fussy. Coding is very fussy.
So what is the time savings for businesses to be using to engage with ChatGPT and get on board with it? What is the big? We always hear the biggest thing is time.
Yeah.
How and why? Just for those who aren't familiar.
Again, like even if you have it just scanning your emails and summarizing your emails every morning, you've probably, I don't know, if you're like me, you're probably going to save half an hour a day right there, just going through your emails. Responding automatically to emails that you really don't need to be dealing with yourself, that's probably another half hour a day. If there's some repetitive task that you do every single day, or that you find yourself struggling to accomplish every single day, ask yourself if you can use an AI agent to do it for you, or use AI to do it for you. Even something as simple as putting an elevator out of notice sign. So many places don't think about they think about conveying the message. They don't think about how their customer, their patron is going to perceive that message the way it's written. How many times have you, well, I'm kind of owning myself on this one. How many times have you driven up to a drive-thru and seen something posted to the menu post there? You don't know what the heck it says. You have no clue. Something about something being out, and then it says, it's signed manage. Okay. Is that a language barrier issue? Quite possibly. Is it something that AI could have fixed for you? Absolutely. Right? So even if you're not going to talk about the time savings, the perception savings. AI, write me, this is what's happening, write me a nice little note to my customers, no more than 15 words, no more than 12 words, make it sound professional, and make it so they're not pissed off when they pull away. Boom. Print it off. Right? That alone, if you're not going to talk about time, that alone is huge, because so many times you just walk up to a business or some other thing and it's just no one on the door. We're a small town, sure, granted, none of us are going to get all uppity about, a short little note that's something silly, but we do want to come across as professionals. We do want to come across as, we care about our customers, we care about how they're going to perceive our communications. So use AI to do it. We're not all geniuses. We're not all Shakespeare. Right? We're not going to write up this beautiful sonnet that's going to have our customers filled with joy as they find out they're not gonna get what they want, let AI do it for you. And that's a time savings too, because how many of us are gonna sit there and rewrite that thing 10 times that we wanna come across that way? Social media posts, how many times do we rewrite the same social media post? Right? Thinking, well, this isn't quite what I'm trying to say, this isn't quite, just try to get just that right. AI. Use a string of thought response, which I noticed the slide was missing out of there. Some of the ways to write prompts, there's single shots, a single shot prompt, which is just a straight out, hey, AI, do this. That's it. There's a response, or there's a prompt where you give it an example of what you're trying to do. So when I created my Perplexity Spaces, that's what I did, is I wrote a sample social media post for a certain type of event and saved it in there, and in the space. And that space knows that that is the format that I want to use. These are the hashtags I want, this is the maximum number of lines I want, this is how I want the title to look. It's got an example. So you can do that. You can even do that right in the prompt. You can say, give me 5 social media response. I know I'm harping on social media, but give me 5 social media ideas for promoting the mayor's luncheon, the mayor's whatever it's called.
Mix and mingle?
Yes.
The dinner? Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like a dating thing.
I know. It's the-
Give me 5 ideas. I want them presented with a header, paragraph, number, 4 bulleted items for each one in this format, and you give it a couple of examples, how you want it, and it will give it to you exactly like that. So you give it, there's the cold prompt, the single shot, there's the one with an example, there's one with multiple examples, and then there's a string of thought one, which is my favorite. Except for the single shot, because I ain't got time to sit all day. But there's some that you need that string of thought. And what you do is you say, AI, I need to do a presentation on prompting. I need it to last about 30 to 45 minutes, which it did. 30 to 45 minutes. This is going to be my audience. This is the bare subjects I want to cover. I don't want to get into tokens, I don't want to get into this, I don't want to get into that. That's all stuff that if anybody wants to know, they know where I am, come see me. If they want to learn how AI uses tokens to connect things. Trevor talked about tokens, he was great at that. Come back to me for more context. And it'll say, oh, great, this is what I'm thinking. Do you think maybe we should talk about this? AI will say that to you. Do you think we should talk about this? And then you say, I think we should do that. And you have that whole string of communication with it to get down to where you want. Now, is that something we're going to use every day? Probably not. But one place, for example, where it can come in really handy is you're writing a newspaper story. Okay? You don't want it to write the story for you, but you do want to bounce things off of somebody, something that is trying to see a perspective that's going to help the story be better. Give it your story. Ask it, what are some ideas that you have? And then you bounce back the ideas back and forth with it and evolve the newspaper story to the next level. Did AI write it? No. You wrote it. But it provided perspectives that you hadn't thought about along the way. You know,
If there would have been AI when I was in newspaper land, things would have been very, very different for sure.
yeah. I mean, nobody understands how you did it in the first place. Like,
I don't know how I did it
How in the
either.
heck did you come out with a full newspaper all the time? And like you look at the coffee talk now, and it's like, you know, what, 8, 9 pages, 10 pages tops?
Yeah, it's a
Right.
newsletter. Yeah.
And every single page was Naomi. It's like, what the heck? Remember, I had to do all the digitization of all those.
That's right. Yeah.
So I was going through, oh my God, whoa. So
Times were different back then.
times were. I remember couple of newspapers, like from 1955, you see like the SO advertisements and stuff, they're all hand drawn. The logos are all hand drawn in there, and you can see like on sale this week at the store, and it's all, you see they used a stencil, and how did they do it back then? Like they must have worked 18 hours a day. Now we have computers, we type it in. Now we have AI where we say, hey, do this. It does it. What else?
It's the research component that,
Oh,
that I need
yes.
to know more of.
And I've actually had quite a few patrons come in, and I'm glad you brought that up because I meant to touch on another subject. I've had a number of patrons come in, and I use that example about writing a thesis, where they've had an assignment from the college, and they've come in and asked, what AI should I use to write this assignment? No AI.
Yeah.
However, you want to get a list of books, a list of places to do your research to get it? Ask your AI. This is the subject of the essay I need to write. I don't want you to write it for me. I want you to give me a list of citations, a list of books that I can go reference to write my own thesis or to write my own essay. Right? So it's absolutely great for that. Yeah, and it'll come back, especially like Perplexity, where it'll actually list. It puts a little symbol beside each line that it's gone, and you click on it and get the exact citation. Find out exactly where to find this stuff. And write your paper. And then you can take your paper and dump it in the AI and say, will this give me a passing grade? Yes, it will. Okay, great. No, it won't. Okay. What do you think I should change? Get a passing grade. Now, one thing I do want to touch on for sure is this is such a basic level touch on the subject. We have a digital service in the library called Udemy that you can access from our website. It's expensive. Each course in there is probably anywhere from $150 to $500 each course that's in Udemy. And I have not found something I couldn't do a course on yet in Udemy. I know it's kind of difficult, but it's to make a point. AI is one that is huge in Udemy as well. There are so many AI courses in there. And they're probably all about $300, $400, $500 each course. But you go through the library, it costs you nothing. It costs us $3,500 a year to give access to everybody that has a library card. So if you have a library card, you go to our website, you click on the Udemy, U-D-E-M-Y, and get access to all these courses for free. Use it. It is a huge resource. Anything you want to learn about is in there. Again, I have not found anything I couldn't learn about in there. And I'm one that will actually be doing, my ears don't connect to each other. So I'll have an earpiece in and I'll be listening to a course on a subject while also doing work, also working on stuff and paying attention to what's going on the other stuff. I might have to do the course twice, but I'll do it and get through the course. So for me, I'm constantly doing new courses, constantly. There's not really any reason for any of us not to do them. Just do them. It doesn't have to be AI. Like I said, there's almost anything. Whatever you're interested in. Bird watching. There's things on bird watching. Things on growing plants. How to keep your tomatoes alive, which is what I struggle with. Okay? Whatever, it doesn't matter, it's there. Writing a newspaper article, it's got how to do it. All kinds of things. Do the courses, that's through our Udemy resource from our website with your library card. If you don't have a library card, go get one. No shame, but shame.
And if it's expired, go redo it.
Oh yeah, just call us up. We'll just hit the renew button. It's good for 3 years. We'll just hit the renew button. No biggie. Well, renew and save. Always forget to save. But the Udemy is a great resource. It costs you nothing. It costs us $3,500 a year, so we want to see you using it to be able to justify it, because we also have a board to answer to. and they like to see where we're spending our money. And one of the members of the board is Dan Rose, our Area E rep, so he's the one that kind of has the final say on our budgeting. So we really need to justify how we're spending our money. So if we can say we've got 50 consecutive users of Udemy per month, doing 120 courses a month. Anything else?
Which is the best one for image generation? Because ChatGPT is driving me nuts.
Yeah, you want to use a third party. And that one changes. I think ChatGPT is now tied into DALL-E. Or DALL-E, depends on your accent. Which is fine, but I wouldn't do it through ChatGPT. I would do it directly. But again, that is one that changes almost weekly. So it's one that if you're gonna spend money, don't buy a yearly subscription, pay for the monthly. It costs you a few more bucks, but you'll be able to change it 2 months from now when it's no longer the leader. Right? That's how they get you. They give you that discount on the year, and then you're stuck with it. It's like when you sign your TELUS contract for 2 years. Now you're stuck with it, even though something better is along. Oh, I can't go. I'm stuck on this contract, right? So do it monthly. I personally, I use the AI that's inside Canva. I know I'm outing myself now for being a Canva user.
I'm a Canva user.
Don't say that to Chelsea. She's the desk right across from me, and she does all of our beautiful posters. But I'll do something up on Canva, and I'll say, look what I did on Canva. You know. But for sure, she uses Corel. Corel does do a much nicer job. Does a much nicer job, but you gotta know what you're doing. I use the AI right inside of Canva, to be honest, which I think actually is DALL-E. I think it is. For full motion video, again, that one changes almost weekly if you're going to do full motion video, AI generation. And have you seen those?
I just spoke to somebody who was looking at doing video for marketing, and unfortunately, the only thing they don't want to, they want a
Angel?
free version.
Angelica?
No,
Oh.
one of our members, and they were doing some stuff, but they only get 5 free ones or whatever, and they were looking to do more.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's a paid, or a points. You have to buy points.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But it changes all the time. It'll be different again next week.
Yeah, and they usually have limitations how long. Like in Canva, I think I can do a 6-second video with our nonprofit status, a 6-second video, AI video. But some of them, my God, you would not be able to tell that it was not real, except that the subject matter is obviously not real. Does anyone here watch South Park? You should. The latest episode actually really hit on that one. They were all making videos, all the students are making videos of other students doing very inappropriate things. Then it turned out not to be the students making the video of the students, it ended up being a third party to create division within the students. So it's very much the political spectrum right now, of what's going on in politics right now,
Right.
which is what they're making fun of. But yeah, the AI. And there's also now a couple really, really good music production ones. You tell what key you want the song in, how many chord changes you want. Subject of the lyrics are to be this, and I want it 4/4 time. I want 60 beats, 60 beats per second. It's a bit slow, but and it'll actually produce a couple versions of the song. And are they great? No. Are they good? Maybe as good as some of Taylor Swift's songs, right? Her whole library can't be exceptional. But they would pass, and you can actually, if you've got Spotify, you've probably already heard a couple of songs.
Yeah.
Big songs. But it's amazing what it can do. Absolutely amazing. And some of the newer ones, you're talking about photo generation, you can get one to generate the photo, you go to another one to take that generated photo and animate it. You just tell it what you want the things in the photo to be doing, and it will generate an animation from your photo. So it's just all AI right from top to bottom. And it'll even voice it for you too. Do an AI voiceover.
It's a crazy time.
Yeah. Any other questions? Go use it. That's the key thing, guys. Use it. Get better at it every time you use it, because it's not, what you use today won't be what you'll be using 6 months from now, likely, but how you use it will be the same. Okay? This mentality of what you're using it for, how you're interacting with it, it'll be like meeting a new person, but most of the same social rules apply, right? You know? So by all means, start using it, get used to it, because that's key.
Awesome.
All right? So
Awesome.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Naomi.
Thanks for coming out. That's awesome. It's every single conference I go to or anything I go to, there's an AI course involved in it, and it is so incredibly different than when we first started coming out. It changes all the time. Like literally, when we say it changes next week, it changes next week. So everybody has a little orange ticket. If you don't, just make a run for it. See anything? So we have a little thing, a little door prize that we give at our luncheons. So we have the Chetwood Chamber of Commerce was awarded a grant last year from the can't remember what it's called, Regional Economic Diversification Program through the province. And we did a shop local, think shop buy local promotion and marketing program. One of the things we got was all these amazing reusable bags. They say, I bought it in Chetwood, think shop buy local. The great part is you can use this anytime you want to go to. People think you bought it in Chetwood, which is awesome. It's all about promotion. If you've driven out towards Prince George, you may notice on Disher's Corner we have a nice big shop local billboard, and we have some rink boards that are in the arena as well. So just kind of reminding people that if you don't buy local, I always say if you don't buy local, buy local. So make sure you support folks. So I get you to pick the ticket.
I didn't see what my number was first.
I know it's a title.
Right there. Oh, there's no number on it. Oh, wait.
What is that?
Oh, I can't read that.
Oh.
I lost my glasses.
Last three numbers is 236.
Quick, look at the other tickets.
238, 239, 236.
Oh, that was the one I was going to steal. I sold the pad off of that one.
Because you're at the table.
See,
There
I
we go.
turned,
So thank you so much. Thanks for coming out to our
I
luncheon.
turned my chair.
Awesome. So our next event's coming up is going to be our dinner with the mayor. We usually do a luncheon, but I was saying earlier we're going to do a holiday dinner with the mayor. It's December 17th, which is a Wednesday at 6:30. So make sure you RSVP. We will be charging, but only for members. It'll be $22. Our funding will pay for the other half, so we can have a nice like roast beef or turkey dinner, something to celebrate the holidays. And in January, we're going to have Northern BC Tourism. Some of the other ones we have coming up is going to be, West Fraser's going to be doing an update. We're going to have Northern Innovation Network doing an update. Northern Lights College is going to be doing a new update on their programming and some of their stuff here in town. With the college, there's some big exciting things happening here with Northern Lights College that are going to be coming up. So yeah, so if you keep an eye on our Facebook pages, keep an eye on your emails, it'll be coming in through there, and hopefully we'll see you in December at the luncheon or at the dinner with the mayor. So, yeah, thanks for coming out. If you want to take extra food with you back, grab some sandwiches or whatever, or some soups, take them back with you. By all means, bring lunch. I mean, yes. You're good. Awesome. You're just staying in, working in town?
Oh, I
Is it?
am in town guy.
Oh, you are the in-town guy. Awesome. Well, like I said, Fortis keeps, they keep wanting to do like partnerships and stuff like that. Be a member. We'd like to be a member so we can do things like that. So I'm working.